Peace to the God.
Family, how you doing?
Respect, my Lord. Everything good, man. How you been?
Good. It's I get thrown off sometimes when we rarely miss a month, but because of just some obligations we had to. So I get a little thrown off. So
Yeah,
glad
man.
glad to be
It's
back.
different.
You know what I'm saying? So
No doubt.
how are you?
Always honored, man. Everything blessed, man.
Yeah, the honor is mine, and we're going to talk a little bit about what you've been doing. I was seeing you in the movie. I was trying to get out of Detroit and check you, but I wasn't unable to get out there. So we're going to talk at the end. You know what I'm saying? A little bit about, just always try to check in, catch up, see what's going on.
Indeed.
But
Indeed.
we ready to rock, though. This is episode 39, Constant Elevation with my legendary co-host, Brother Jay. My name is Tamal, like Jamal, but with a T. X-Clan. We'll get out. Well, I was going to say Boogie Down Bronx. Flatbush, Brooklyn.
That's right.
Hey, know what it is. We do this the first Wednesday each and every month. This is a structured build. So Godzilla, you can ask a question about the topic, and we'll be glad to address that. But this is always a structured build. We're trying to share with the people, and there's only Brother Jay can. I'll chime in a little bit here, but this is critical stuff, serious stuff usually that we have, and this one is a very critical topic, and I thank you for agreeing to discuss it. Hip hop and mental health. There's a lot of places to go with that. So we're gonna jump into it. But thanks again for just agreeing to vibe on that topic. I think it's very, very important.
Indeed.
And
who's the brother from the UK? You say you want to ask a question?
Yeah, you want to answer?
Yeah, no doubt.
Go for it. There you go, brother. Ask the question.
Yeah, man.
So, UGK Godzilla something UGK. Put it in the questions feature so then we can pull it up, please. You see that?
Earthbound. Called lines and shit. Yeah, man.
So
it's that season and shit. Yeah, man.
So we're about to if you ask this question, we'll jump into it. But so what was the first thing that came to your mind when I brought this up? What immediately just came
honestly,
to
honestly, the mental health of the audience more so than the artists. I'm starting to question the mental health of the people that are consuming the music and the videos and shit, because by this time, man, this should be some kind of heavy boycott, bro. It's out of control, man. I mean,
good point.
Yeah, man, it's out of control. It's beyond Uncle Luke. It's beyond the Whisper Twin. What's the Yin Yang Twins?
Oh yeah,
it's beyond all of that shit, dog. I think the mental health situation is now on the people. I'm not even blaming the artists so much anymore. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists suffer from depression because some people are stars in their own head. You know what I'm saying? And then they get to stark reality. It's not in your studio. It's not around your people anymore. It's now in the air. And sometimes when they don't get the response or the monies and things that they think they're going to get in the game, there is a heavy depression. But I'm starting to think that the people are kind of crazy. And I'm not, disrespecting anyone. I'm just saying the overall pop audience is spoiled on Savage, dog. I mean, to a point where even, look at what's happening. Even the politics are letting the stallions and shit dance on public TV. I mean, kids been witness to strippers in classrooms and no boycott.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That this music that's going on is the soundtrack to this foolishness, and no one's putting the chill to it.
Yeah. I'm glad that you bring that up, because I always say there's when it comes to this fuckery and all this music, to me there's a 4-part problem, and 1/4 of that is is the people, because we accept it. People. So, and my spiritual teacher also used to say, you have the cheaters, you'll have the cheaters and the cheated. Like you got to have somebody that wants this, and that's why I say like, the blame isn't placed enough on the audience, because all you got to do hit him in the wallet, but we ain't fucking with this. No, boom, and within 6 months, that shit is clean, because and so I think you made an excellent point starting off, just addressing like you're looking at what the people are accepting as okay. I was thinking like maybe like 30, 40 years ago, even if people didn't agree,
yes,
like people had a general range in their moral compass of what was like, all right, I ain't fucking, I got this, but I ain't fucking with that, right? Like
right,
people,
right.
it was like a range. It was like, okay, and people were there, even even if you weren't, everyone wasn't the same. So it's wild now, man.
It is, brother, and I think the people are I just banked on Savage right now, dog. I had this conversation with Lord Jamal this weekend. We was at the little run and shit. And the guy walked up and said, when you coming out with some new shit, and it was me, Pooh Jamal sitting there, and I said, well, where will we put it? You know what I'm saying? Where will we put this shit at, and what kind of audience is going to gravitate? Just this show that we doing is rare, where you got legends and people who are basically stuck on that sound. You know what I'm saying? The 80s, 90s. Come on, man. Kid and Play was there. So, Cass is really going back, watching TV, watching all little, shit and whatnot. And there's a certain audience for that. But when the next night, with the 2 Chainz and T.I., you know what I'm saying? These brothers were in the beginning of the Savage spoiling and whatnot.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? As far as the new millennium is concerned.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they're now old to them. So I said, if some kind of level of decency and then quality from the legends comes, man, our era is going to be basically unspoken, bro. I don't see it. I don't even see how the interest in anything intelligent versus the stark foolishness that I hear right now. Shorties are talking about, pulling it out and putting it on their neck and wilding and shit. And then how you get a young audience when everything is just basically like porn. You can't match knowledge to sex, drugs, and violence, my dog. Those are extreme expressions of emotion and get off, dog. Knowledge is accepting and building. It's 2 different worlds, and there's really nothing anyone could do about it, man. I look at the Ice Spice girl, dog. Bro, she bends down to her fucking shit. You can see her esophagus, dog, through her ass on stage. And I'm saying, like, where's the lyrics? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? We manufacturing shorty straight out of the strip club and put it on stage, call it rap, and then you skipping the line of so many people. I think that's insane.
Crazy. It's crazy, yo.
We talk about mental health. I think that it's a mental conspiracy, basically, the way that this is designed on us like this, bro. I mean, if you plug into the young generation and their sexual curiosity and then turn it all the way up, you know what I'm saying? Ice Spice is a shorty that would never give you time of day. You know what I'm saying? If you've seen this girl in person, but you can see her whole ass, titties, and everything. If you go to the right side, or you know what I'm saying? You can hear her whisper the sexual shit into your ear if you put the earphones on and listen to her music, dog. And the R&B is not far behind.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Same shit,
dog. I think that's a mental problem, dog, with the administration. I always bang on the program directors and the people behind the scenes. I don't get on the artist's ass as much, because after a while it becomes like an opportunistic thing. You know what I'm saying? When you're accepting bad terms or to write against the grain of what you started to be. No nigga was, back in the days was starting out at this. You might go to a label and they say, hey, write a song about a girl, or, write a song about a nasty shorty or whatever. And you might have 1 or 2 songs that you may be doing like that for average rap artists. You know what I'm saying? You think of somebody like LL or, or even Kane for that matter. These niggas start hollering at the girls differently instead of I'm the baddest rapper on the block. And when you start to blend those kind of chemistries involved, like, The females are, you know, they get spoiled, dog. This hip hop is all female, dog. I don't care. I don't see where any brother gets in, regardless if it's the women dancing or whatever. It is the acceptance of the lyrics from the women, because the women, I see them all over the internet as a receipt to what I'm saying. You know, some of them, even the most graceful women singing the nasty songs because there's nothing else available. There's nothing new. I don't give a fuck how niggas are rapping. They're not making someone's favorite song. You know what I'm saying? I have this problem in the lab right now. You know, we're pulling songs and I'm trying to talk to the same. and the brand we may be working with is just like, let's talk to the people who are willing. And I'm saying no, because that's going to be the road to compromising yourself, dog. You know what I'm saying? We have to be able to make a hit that's intelligent. I'm sure Adele is not singing about drop it down to the ground, smack my cheeks. You feel what I'm saying? So there are other genres of music that have maintained their class and their sanity. Why is hip hop so fucking crazy? Why is it the dumping ground for this shit? And I think it's a mental problem, man. I seriously do, dog.
So that's an interesting take, and as always, you go a route like you just like totally fucking up my notes, man. Like okay, like, you know, I don't know why I have notes, but no, it's dope. So you know, like I said, it's important though because people are supporting this, and it's like why? Because I'm looking at okay, what's within someone right now that says, yeah, this is dope. Like, this is dope. This is what I have to, like, I look at the, like, absurdity of it, right? Because it's absurd, man. Like, and what makes somebody say, yo, like, yeah, like, this is good for my kids to see. This is, like, yeah, she has talent. Like, what are people, I guess what I'm saying is, what are people seeing? Because I feel like I'm, you know, it's Bizarro World, Upside Down, whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm swimming upstream, everything, just fighting against the current. What are they seeing that we're not seeing?
I think it's, for me to guess, I would say inexperience. People who are not traveled seem to be amazed by anything. All right. You know what I'm saying? So if I never been to the club where the bottles are popping, the fireworks is going off, the big booties is cracking, you bringing that to me at my doorstep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This music is DoorDash to the foolishness. It's like I don't have to risk my life to go to the fucking club.
Right.
I can stay right in the house and bug myself out, and even my girl will chime in and trip out. And if I got my friends over and a couple shots of Henny going on, I got the party happening. That music is unwrapping that kind of time. Now, we forgot about feel-good music. I can do the same thing with Rick James, you know what I'm saying, who is being as nasty as these motherfuckers are, but it's a little bit more graceful and a little bit more, you know, well composed. You know what I'm saying? And Marvin Gaye was a nasty nigga, but you know what I'm saying? He found a way to put it in a nutshell. So it wasn't like you were training savages.
Right. Right. With the artistry, I mean, there was still skill there. So we got two issues here, B.
Yes. Yeah.
We got straight savage shit, and then we got terrible skill sets.
Yes.
Like, we got one artist. So it's like if you compare it to, like, let's say hardcore grimy hip hop, right? Like let's take 90s MOP.
Right.
Grimy, it might not be the group that people you might want your kids to listen to, but they can rap at least. Like,
correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. So you got the two issues here. You got the savagery, and then you have no skill.
Correct.
And that's the double.
Skill is not required, my lord. I mean, it's not.
No, because the savagery trumps that.
Correct.
I mean, it's like, yeah.
Correct. And it's like, what did it do to labels to pay all these skillful artists? What did it come out at the end of the day? It did nothing for them. But when they put the money behind Lil' Kim, you know, who started the shit. Remember, she was doing a porno shit when she came out. Remember the shit with the spread on the cover and all that?
Yes, she was.
That was a prelude.
That was up in my room.
Correct. That was a prelude to porn, light porn, that was supposed to come out by her, and the boost in her market for launching artists. That show that the people wanted sex over whatever the fuck X-Clan was talking about, or a Black Thought, or Mos Def, or whatever the fuck. It used to be like a balance.
Right.
Like sometimes you can go out, take your girl to the spoken word club, snap your finger, go home, and then sometimes you go to the Future concert and and wild out and sing the robot R&B or whatever the fuck it is. Hip hop is a balance. It's supposed to be different flavors, different genres of thinking and whatnot, man. But it's so one dimensional now. I think that's my problem. And that's what leads to the insanity that we're speaking about, because everything is on one dimension, sex, drugs, whatever the fuck it is. The lyrics sound the same, everything, and I talk about this in the documentary because the repetitive topic all the time, where I can just compare, I can sit 3 lyrics next to each other and take the vocabulary and match it. And if it's not a cousin, it's exact. And I say you can't have 40 artists. You know what I'm saying? These niggas are coming out every day now. Just press the button and go on YouTube, and you all of a sudden rap star. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? and it's like a sanity. And then the other side of the sanity is that we don't. The insanity is that we don't celebrate hip hop until somebody died.
Yeah,
nobody.
Of course.
That's crazy. I don't know what that's called. Like, you don't have a heartstring until something critical happens.
Right.
That's crazy as fuck. So nobody fuck with Fat Man Scoop all this time, God bless. And then all of a sudden he was the greatest, whatever the fuck, and everybody's so humble. We gotta come together. We gotta do something. We gotta we gotta do self-destruction. We gotta get health together and all sorts of shit. And then 2 days later, it's gone, dog.
Crickets.
And then we on to, yo, did you see the new Booty Wop? Yeah. I think that's an insanity in itself, my lord. I'm serious. It's like I kept looking at the artists like, yo, nigga, y'all crazy? Same thing all the time. Niggas like, yo, man, nigga said dress in velvet, nigga. I'm coming in velvet. Fuck you trying to wear suede and African print, nigga, and all your shit, nigga. The girls want suede and the label wants suede, and I'm gonna give it to them, nigga. And they follow instructions, dog, and they sit on this bread. But, like we say, an insanity. It's a 360 deal. Your lease is going to be up. And if you don't want to leave the house, they're going to brand you like a Bill Cosby. They're going to do you like a Puffy. It happens all the fucking time. All right? And if I'm lying, then why is Chris Brown not the #1 artist right now? Ain't nobody in this game more talented than that boy as far as in that R&B shit. When your lease is up, they come for you. So how would you be insane enough to get down with that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What kind of insanity caused you to give up on the world right on your face and just say fuck it? Like you feel that money is promised. The country's getting ready to go to damn near peso level and shit, nigga, as far as the dollar is concerned. And y'all niggas can write on your face and just say fuck it, I'ma hustle forever, nigga. They coming for you. That's an insanity, my lord.
Yeah. Doing this. Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, if you look at the whole thing, I mean, the whole thing is saying, I mean, I'm looking at the world. I mean, looking at this whole the music game, and again, we're looking at the commercial aspect because, again, I always say the commercial stuff used to be dope back in the day, and so yeah, there's an underground, but I mean, in terms of just general music, like man, it's bad, like, and as you said, it's seeped into the R&B. It's all over, and yeah, it's insanity on. As far as I like that point, Manny, insanity in terms of the audience and what we're doing. So I do want to get into some a couple other things because they're important to me and I want to hear your perspective on as far as just mental health. Sure. And because I think it's important for other people here too. For you, what does it mean to have optimum mental health? Because here's the thing. To me, I think mental health is equally, if not more important than the physical health. So in terms of just having whatever that means, just having your mind right, being in a good space or whatever. So what does it mean? Because we toss that word around now, it's easy. We're always talking about it now, but what does it mean to you?
Well, I feel like mental health in the core is back to the terminology of knowledge of self. A lot of people do not trust themselves. Some people can't even sit in a room by themselves, quiet, without any machinery or anything on. You know, that means that you have a fear, you know, of you know, sitting with yourself, really coming to terms with yourself, where there's no other interaction stopping you from getting that time. Meditation is important, bro. And I think the core of a lot of mental health issues is the fact that people don't meditate enough. They don't take their time. Everything is busy, busy, get that, get that, get that. Hey, ho, all this other shit is just always that and never a quiet moment. And then what you say about the therapy, a lot of people self-proclaim themselves therapists because the depression is so high. Some people just need motherfucker to go to. They don't care about you having degrees on your wall or having time with, you know, with other people as guidance. They just feel like, hey, if you got an ear, I'll tell you my life story. And that's not therapy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Therapy is really finding someone that matches your frequency and can come with solutions instead of you just venting problems from a one-sided perspective. You know, you're telling your side of the situation, where the second side of it is the universe knowing what a person really did to get in the situation. You know, when you go to the therapist, you clean shit up and make yourself look super 100. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of cats get to do that. And especially with hip hop, you know, bringing it back home to hip hop. How many people get on your bus? We went through this before. How many people get on your bus and you haven't done a mental evaluation? You've never sat down with a motherfucker and say, yo, man, you know, you seem to drink a lot. You know, is there a problem? Is there a place where you snap? You know, sometimes alcohol can trip a bipolar situation.
Right.
You get out on the road and niggas just snap and become another individual, and then you stuck with dealing with cleaning up behind their shit or having to discipline that specific individual. And I've been through that.
Right, right.
You know, niggas get hype and shit out on the road, and elements add on to the mental illness. Remember, drug, sex, rock and roll, bro. So you combine that with mental health issue, you get to see a lot of shit.
Right.
And we spoke about this, you know, ODB, God bless him. He had drug issues.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then with the hip hop on top of it, nigga, we go to a bar every night. We're performing at bars and nightclubs and so on. Free drinks, you know,
Yeah.
free
And you're
everything.
not paying for anything either now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
Man.
so
everything is free, and then you're giving addicts access to all kinds of crazy shit, and you're adding to their insanity, dog. There is no healing factor if you don't have a disciplinarian in your camp that kind of knows 2 shots, that's it, and we're out. Instead of motherfuckers drinking the bottle and leaving with an issue.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think mental health is knowledge of self, for one. Being able to balance and know your weaknesses and your strengths, attacking anything. If it's going out on the road, if it's just dealing with people socially, you have to know your boundaries. You have to know, you know, what tips you off, what presses your button. That's part of healthy mental check to me.
Yeah,
You know
being
what I'm saying?
self-awareness. I mean,
Yes.
like just understanding, like, you know, knowing stuff that triggers you. I mean, like I talked to my daughter about that. Like what sets you off? Like, you know what I mean? It's like crowds or whatever. Like certain people shouldn't be traveling like into like large venues and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And with
Yeah.
thousands of people, and you know, that's not good for certain people. Like as you said though, you gotta check your team at the gate. No, they shouldn't even be a team. Like, you know what I mean? Like you said, if you see somebody, if your man always drinking, he may be nice, but if he can't make the studio time because he's always drunk or whatever, then that's a
Exactly.
conversation that needs to be had.
It's going to be embarrassing for everyone.
Right.
And I've seen this happen a million times. You lose opportunities you can't get back. You know, you insult people. You fuck up your brand because of just not having several questions. Now, I was spoiled with that because in an organization like a movement, there are disciplines, you know what I'm saying, that you already know. Like I train with this nigga and I see where you know, his shit clicks off, and then I see where he clicks on, or he or she or whatever. So you can basically say in your mind, I can count on this motherfucker. If the bottles start bashing and the bar goes into a fight, I can count on this person not, you know, where their will doesn't shatter and they start panicking and tripping. So we have a different kind of mental check before we go out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But for cats that are just rapping, I don't know how they maintain. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the fuck they maintain. A lot of them don't, bro. You see a lot of these groups break up and niggas ain't talking and having all these issues and shit. And, you know, you never had that time to sit down with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I do, you know, sacred geometry and mathematics on the road with cats, dog, just to really, you know, get away from a religious aspect and just get down deep into a person's spirit, like what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And if there is something wrong by the time we get off this trip, then it will be better. You know, as a leader, you have to contribute. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of cats don't take the leadership role on the road. I see that a lot with these groups. You know, you say to them like, you know, who's the leader? If niggas start wilding and arguing and shit, who's the motherfucker to say, yo, man, everybody shut the fuck up and everybody listen? You gotta have that element, bro.
Yeah. You gotta have a captain.
Have that element in anything. I don't give a fuck if you go out and play 5-on-5 in the park. When shit starts cracking and everybody starts arguing and shit, somebody got to be the one to say, shut up, man. Check the fucking ball. Everybody shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you got to have a captain.
You got to. Yeah. And that's another route to where mental illness gets to brood so heavy, because there is no discipline. There is no disciplinarian to kind of check it. Like, yo, man, what are you talking about? Silence with that. You know, recheck that. Let's take this out of here, out of the public, and go back and let's have a cipher. Let's talk about it as men and women, whatever the case may be. You know, you got to have that pinnacle force. Yeah. Not so much as a therapist, but just someone that you respect. Respect kills all of the bullshit, especially with a mental health situation. When somebody is having an issue, when they have a respect for someone, it's a different kind of responsibility, dog. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've had friends that have had bipolar issues and shit, and they're scared when their gear is going to be shifted. And I'm saying, well, if you're in an environment of peace that's not poking at that, and you're not ingesting any chemicals to trigger that, then you just have to have knowledge of yourself. Right. All right? You have to have knowledge of yourself to say, okay, what would I allow in to set me off? What's triggering me? Anger, corniness, you know what I'm saying? Baby mama, what's triggering me to go off into whatever it is? Right. You know, and then having that knowledge, then you
can't hear you. We lost you. Audio.
Oh. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was just saying, if it's a chemical imbalance or whatever, if it's DNA, something you inherited, whatever it is, it's time to figure it out. Right. And have to stop running to the white coats and all this other shit for them to say, experiment with this, come back and fuck with me. Right. You know, right. If we're referring to hip hop, a team should be a team. You know what I'm saying? You have alcohol issues, everybody fast some alcohol for one of the runs. Right. And let's see who's really crazy and who's just drunk acting a fool. Because some people play crazy, Garbody. That's true. The other side of that shit. Like,
that's true too.
That's the other shit. Get out on the road, niggas want to be like, hey, I'm in Vegas, nigga, take your t-shirt off, wave it above your head, nigga, wilding out. You know what I'm saying? That's ego insanity right there. Right. You know, that's the other shit.
Yeah. There's so many layers to it. So I do a monthly show with A+ from Souls of Mischief on mental health. It's called Talking Crazy. And one of the things that we keep coming back to that you just brought up was like, knowledge yourself. Like, it's really about, we say the first person you need to have the conversation with is you. Correct. Right? And you got to be able to look yourself in the mirror. And sometimes it's pretty difficult to do that. Right. And but we got to, like, if we're not honest, you know, there's a seminar one time, it's called The Lies We Tell Ourselves. And it's like, we can convince ourselves of anything. So if we're not honest with ourselves, off the rip, correct, everything's fucked up from that. From that. Everything.
Correct. Everything. And that's the key core.
The good we're talking and the bad. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. If you don't trust yourself, man, it's all downhill. And that's the problem with these cats. that, as far as we talk about hip
Right.
hop game and insanity, people worship insanity when you're crazy in this. They didn't want healing for DMX. They want God bless him. They just wanted him to be wild out. You got a man who went through homelessness, all kinds of shit, may have chemical imbalances and shit. And that nigga will just be twitching when he talking, nigga, wilding. And they'll celebrate that rather than trying to see him heal himself. You would worship a ODB wilding, hair sitting to the side of his head, tripping off wet bag and shit, rather than a nigga trying to find his sober.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I admire Slaughterhouse getting the sober situation amongst their group. I hate the fact that they broke up, but I like the fact that everybody got clean. Because being an addict is part of insanity as well. You know what I'm saying? So for them they don't promote them as much now that the niggas are clean and solid. And I don't know why they don't praise. If you praise all these people when they're going through insanity issues and drama, and you don't big them up when it's good and they've done a thing to detox or they don't respect people in that fashion.
Of course, that's some fuck shit, and that speaks. And so to me, some of it's mental health, and to me, some of the people are just assholes, man. Because I'm just because I also wanted to address that, I think it's great that in 2024, mental health is a topic of discussion, especially amongst men and people of color and people in general. But I think also it's easy to play that card sometimes now when, you're just a dick. You know what I mean? To me,
Exactly.
Sorry. And I think sometimes, there's a fine line between, I guess, like mental health and getting off your ass and doing what you're supposed to do, I guess, or a fine line between mental health. Let's say you're acting out in some sort of way, but then you didn't take your meds for like a week or some shit.
Right.
Well, then that's irresponsible. You know what I mean? Or some shit like that.
Yeah, but what are the meds?
Well, yeah. Let's say, even for because that's a whole different story.
But it's part of it because a lot of people depend on the chemicals when they get diagnosed for something.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Person comes in, your symptoms seem like you're doing this, pop this in. That may be an issue. You know what I'm saying? When I say drugs, I'm not just talking about weed and coke and so on and so on. I'm talking about the fucking chemicals that they got for people to be crazy, dog. Sometimes they want you to stay in that zone and shit so they can get some more money off your ass. So a lot of these people are misdiagnosed.
Oh yeah, well, and that man, you're quickly diagnosed. I mean, you go into a doctor's office and you see all the little notepads and shit there from all the pharmaceutical companies. Correct. So you know what I'm saying? Like
you already know.
And interest. I mean, a lot of these. I took one for a while, 6 months, and I was dulled the fuck out. And I was like, nah, I gotta feel something.
Correct.
I was like, this ain't gonna work for me. I need to feel life, and whether that's the pain too.
Yeah.
I gotta get my act together. You know what I'm saying? So.
And look what you're saying. The knowledge of self. You dug deep into your shit and said, "Fuck this chemical. I gotta come up and be a bigger situation." So that takes will, determination, focus. When people give up, it feeds the sickness. Okay? So they can't give up. That's part of the problem.
Right.
And when you give up and fall into the hands of somebody that's experimenting on you, it gets worse. Yeah. When you fucking give up and your friends are not really your friends and your crew is not really your crew, you're increasing the issue.
Back.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to pick your environment wisely, and then take that time with yourself. Go somewhere where you can sit by yourself and talk to yourself. If you sick of yourself, that's an ultimate sickness.
Yeah.
That's an ultimate disease. If you're sick of yourself, you can't take no time with yourself, man. That's some real bullshit.
Yeah, because that's I always say, like, and this is why to me this is the most important thing, because you can't cut your head off.
Yes.
Like, you're with you all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, so everywhere you go, here you are, right? Like, so you can't. So yeah, that's where we gotta, get it straight, and it's challenges, man. We have our ups and downs. I mean, this is, this is some some serious stuff, man. Life be lifing, man, and doing its thing, and then plus the stuff that's built in maybe from like parental stuff, background traumas,
Correct.
and things like that. Okay, and then keeping it hip hop, you go into like again a, a hip hop environment. Like let me ask you a question about the hip hop.
Yes.
Is hip hop in itself the culture or the whole the social structure of hip hop? Is it even conducive for good mental health for people?
I don't think so. Not the way that it's structured now. I thought that the element aspect was a good way to create the culture.
Discipline.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yes, because you now, you're respecting other arts and crafts within the build, and it's like, you when you say culture, you have to have some kind of foundation. Hip hop does not have any kind of foundation. This is just wordplay and shit thrown around. But if you say elements, then you say dance, you say art, you say creative writing. These are things that you build a culture on.
Right.
So, there were no rules to the game. You know what I'm saying? People were poking at different things, saying, yeah, the elements, you got to respect the breakdance, you got to respect this and that, but you gotta infuse that shit and don't sell it out. You know what I'm saying? When they was arguing about all that Puerto Rican and black and who started and all this other shit, and I said, yo, none of that shit is important. What's important is who sold it out. You feel me? I don't give a fuck about what race did this, who spun on their head, who grabbed the mic, who did the turntable, who sold it out. All right? Because in that selling out created a whole wave of depression. All these years of building, digging in the crates, all of that, and you got a stripper as the number one artist in the world.
Yo, Cardi B was Woman of the Year in 2020.
Yes, she was.
Woman of the Year.
Correct. And that makes you think like you're a baddie. So you got sane people thinking like, am I crazy? Am I going through like a, like some kind of what's that called? The movie where they said the Curious George had the tail. Some people recognized that he had a tail. Some people said he didn't.
Like my nose.
What was it called, man? The fucking I just watched that shit. It was like a paranormal thing. And it was like a dimensional thing where some people knew that Mandela died at a certain time frame. Some people had a memory that Mandela effect.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. So the Mandela effect. Some people feel like they were losing their mind and caught in like a dimensional rift or some shit. That shit was so fucking crazy.
That's certainly how I feel right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, yo, what is something wrong with me? Yeah. How is this frequency hitting millions of people and making them go, and doing this? And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? Like, no, we out. You know what I mean? As soon as I hear that, skid it. I'm like, but then other people,
they gone, bro. They gone. I see some of this nasty music playing in yoga classes and all kinds of shit. And these yogis and different people, these teachers, instructors, are trying to stay in touch.
That's crazy.
And I'm saying you're doing them an injustice by doing that. You're feeding the savage. How are you trying to heal someone and at the same time saying, hey, I know that you're a savage. Let me put some savage shit on while we're doing a peaceful thing. You're not helping the situation.
I walked the hell out. I mean, every yoga class I ever took was on some real shit. Not no and that's crazy. But like you said, I'm looking at I didn't even watch it, but it's clips come up of like the Democratic National Convention and shit. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what?
How do you allow that? How do you allow that to happen? What are you saying to black people when you do that kind of shit and put this girl on stage? You're saying, look, man, I see the savage in you and I'm not going to deny it. We're going to let you get it off. And that's not a leader. That's not a leader move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have judgment on people, man. I try my best to stay out of this political bullshit, bro. But the key to insanity is brewing from that.
Yeah.
This thing should be about who runs the country efficiently and solid, and not about agendas.
It's
You know
crazy.
what I'm saying? That's an insanity also. So you see all of this crazy shit going on. It makes the mind and the spirit want to give up, and we got to be bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? We got to be bigger than that.
Okay, so this is a good segue to my next question, man. So to me, like, you know, you're not that much older than me, but like your music was, I was 12 and I heard X-Clan. So to me, you're like, we're friends and everything, but you're still like the hero, Brother J. So then my question to you is, what is your person? You're a human. You don't have a cape on. What does Brother J do? Does Brother J have a bad day? What does Brother J do to get through a rough day? Like,
I shut my phone off, number one, and then I get to a quiet space. I built my altar as not a religious thing, but as a place where I can set my energy and then receive energy. You know what I'm saying? I get on an energy thought pattern if I have a bad day. I don't get on, let me call a therapist, let me call somebody and whine in their ear or whatever fuck may be. I get into a place because I can trust myself to reset. All right. If my rhythm is off and things are happening off rhythm, then I have to reset and put myself back on rhythm. That's how I would handle a bad day, you know what I'm saying, as a human being.
got you. So, do can you just say you know you don't run it and call somebody? Do you have people that you trust to talk to about important things?
Yes.
Or is it, what's that?
I keep elders around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, we speak of elders in our past conversations.
Yep.
And that's something that you have to have someone that's older, that's been on this planet a little longer than you know, not just somebody that's smart with words or, you know, quick with the, yo, you should do this and twist this up and lay back and, you know, all that bullshit. You know, an elder is going to fill out what needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? There are older people and then there are elders. Some older niggas never learned. Right. Elders are the ones that learned and got to the place of patience that they can offer that to you. So you got to be, you know, you got to pick your battles and trusting the right elder to do what it is for you to help you heal. And you don't go to them and whine. Like I said, you got to go deal with yourself first. You should be going to the elder to say, this is how I found the answer to help myself. And then they can give you something on top of that. But if you go to them just whining, then you're making your elder a therapist, a clinical therapist. And that's not what they're here to do, my Lord. You know, just being real. You know, just even being older now, I'd rather a young head come to me and say, yo, man, I had the issue, and then I nullified the problem. Oh, man, tell me about that. Teach me. And then we have a conversation, and now that's building. And then I say, well, next time, instead of going into the da-da-da-da-da, you should do this, that, and the other.
So let's play devil's advocate and say someone, you know, is trying to be introspective. They're trying to work it out on their own, and you know they're trying to build. And some, you know, and then for whatever reasons they continue to fail and falter, and you know can't, or just stumbling in terms of getting it in a better place. What would you recommend? What would you recommend then?
Changing the environment. Take a break from your girl. Take a break from your man. Change the environment. Go to the country, sit in a log cabin. Go in the city, go rent a hotel suite, cut your phone off. Do something different, change your environment, change the angle where you're receiving energy from. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it doesn't, sometimes you need to take a break. If you can't take a moment away from your partner in a trustworthy manner, then you're in the wrong place. Facts. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, shorty, I'm getting ready to explode. So instead of me smacking you in your face or throwing TV and kicking a hole in the fucking wall, I'm going to break.
Shout out to my
So,
wife, who knows that's, you know, every couple of months, I dip for a day,
yeah,
and
yes,
I either go to the woods, I go see, I go see my peoples,
yes.
but I go just because I gotta, you know, and it's dope. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
critical,
Yes, it
critical.
is, my lord. You got to be able to take time for yourself. You don't get in relationships to chain yourself to another
Oh,
human being,
no,
and you don't chain who you're with.
no,
You make sure that they go, yo, shorty, instead of girls' night out, go take some time off for yourself. Go walk the beach and
yeah,
chill, and don't
yeah,
make no phone calls to any other motherfuckers, shit, including me. You know what I'm
word,
saying? You still got to trust yourself. If you're not a confident woman at my side, then we don't need to be fucking around. And if I can't trust you to have that day off and you really just chill, then we
oh, of
definitely don't need to be together.
course,
You know
yeah, yeah,
what
no, of course. Relationship advice from Brother Jay.
I'm
Um, Before we get out of here, because I think this was dope. I'm glad we got to chop it up about this. Um, just want to do a quick update, you know, from you. You were just in Detroit and getting what you're working on.
Oh
So
man, oh man, I had a great time, man. We did a Legends run. They had put me in last minute, but it was honorable. Um, it was Dougie Fresh, Rakim, Kid and Play, Brand Nubian, Yo Yo, Kwame, even Jazzo
yeah,
showed up. That
I
was
saw you in the flick. I saw you in
yeah,
the flick.
that was deep to me to see him. He's doing some big things. He got a clothing company and all kinds of shit. Jay-Z's working with him on some projects. So I'm glad they still fuck around because he was the Jay-Z back in the days. And Jay-Z was the side man and shit. So it's deep to see the Robin in the Batman position and see the whole
Yeah, I mean, nigga was Hawaiian Sophie, nigga. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that was
You know
wild.
what
And
I mean?
the
Like,
God Jazz had a lot of knowledge of self. I'm surprised that Hawaiian Sophie jumped off, but hip hop was gimmicky back then. That nigga had more material than that. I'm surprised that they picked that song, and that's not something that he could even go and sing now, and motherfuckers be like, "Oh shit, Hawaiian Sophie." It's not it wasn't even a banger like that.
no, it wasn't. I just saw it a lot on the joint, but you know, he could spit. But a lot of joints. I mean, after interviewing a lot of cats, you find that a lot of joints that jumped off weren't the joints that the brothers wanted to jump off. You know what I mean? Like somebody was like, "Let's push this," and then the second album comes out or whatever is an album that the artist likes more, but doesn't pop as much sometimes too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just,
man. I hate the A&R in back in the days, man. It was the fucking worst, man. I mean, all of them niggas need to burn in fire, dog.
oh,
I hated it, dog. I mean, the shit that they selected for hits and shit like that, man. Even today, I'm just like, yo, man, all the A&Rs, all that shit need to be fired, man. People need to vote them in.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We trust these people to keep the vibration fresh. I don't even listen to the radio anymore, dog, for 1,000 years now.
Never that.
And you really want to know what's hip because the DJ, the program director, all of that's supposed to be this was hot on the streets. This is what's hot in the clubs. No one should be paying you to play a record more. None of that shit. And once they had found that shit out with the payola and all that shit that was going on back in the days, when the digital market came in, we should have set a piece. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't done. So back to the legends, it was great to see a lot of the cats that, that were the foundation doing their thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no judgments or anything like that, but I just think that even the legends need to upgrade. We need to stop giving them these authentic shows where we giving like a OJ's Temptations performance, trying to give them that old feeling and shit. And a lot of people have moved on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think they need to give a new ear to people who still kept with it. I see a lot of cats performing that don't do new material and just singing old shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's what makes the market mediocre to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not dissing the classics and the authentic and all of that shit, man, but it has to upgrade, bro, because we handing the game to these young heads. They have new sound. We playing old shit, old EQ, and talking about, oh, this authentic. The people want to hear A, B, and C. And I'm like, you know, dog, I done blasted light years from what I did as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? With an X-Clan up against what I'm doing now, dog. I really like to get y'all into what's happening new. But if it's not spinning, if you're not paying the radio station to spin your shit, or you with a brand that is doing that for you, it's very difficult, man. You know, the underground is almost null and obsolete right now. YouTube kills all of that. There's really not an acknowledgement of a market anymore. So it's very hard in the music game, dog. You know, you gotta come up with a different chemistry to do your shit now. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to conclude on the point of the concert, like I said, it's a bittersweet thing. I love to see these people, but cats don't know Kwame. Kwame is a great music producer. He got a lot of TV placement, all kinds of crazy shit. And you're gonna go call this nigga on stage to just go sing some old shit? Then that nigga got a catalog of new banging shit.
Oh yeah, he's yeah, he made his bread and butter producing. He's fucking fire. We had him on the show for like 3 hours. He shared some jewels with us. I saw you with him too. Yeah, he's a good brother.
He can rhyme.
Yeah, but
he's a great producer. He might be a Just Blaze, but they won't let him stop being the polka dot guy. Yeah. Or whatever the fuck that is. And I'm saying, man, get off it. They didn't want to let De La grow. De La grew lyrically better than that whole class of cats that they was fucking with, from Jungle and all of that shit. And they were trying to make them the hippie guy forever and ever. Yeah. And I hate the way that they do legendary artists. I mean, legendary, not like you had a record back at that time. That doesn't make you a legend. That makes you a veteran, maybe. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of these cats are one-hit wonders at that.
It's me, and I'll give you a token, because I'm the type of...
what up?
Please go. Man, that
nigga
Dougie gave was great.
Shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, that dude, Dougie Fresh, man, is immortal, dog. Like, he can do 3 songs in an hour, dog, and just destroy everything, dog. You know what I'm saying? The Lottie Dottie, the show, and then let the DJs get loose, dog. And by the time you look up, it's 40 minutes, dog. It's gone. Them niggas, truly the greatest entertainer. He can perform anywhere. The lyrics are basically clean until Lottie Dottie, depending on what version they sing.
Right. Yeah, he's a legend. His sons are nice.
Perform that shit anywhere. So it's like just seeing those cats and their energy. Even that Kid and Play shit, nigga. I didn't realize Kid and Play was a go-go band, dog.
Yeah. That was because of the Herbie Love Bug influence. Yeah. Oh, we're losing you.
They said, "Oh shit, nigga, this is go-go music." I'm thinking cats fucking with them because they had the flat top, and you know they had the School Days look of that era. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like they're a college favorite, but this is a go-go rap band.
Damn, you're breaking up.
Oh shit! Can you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you said they were a go-go band, go-go, and I didn't know you were breaking up. I was saying because the Herbie Love Bug influence, but you went out a little bit.
Yeah. Let me turn the Wi-Fi. I had the Wi-Fi off earlier, so maybe I should turn it off again if it's cracking up.
I mean, I can hear you now, but
okay, cool. I was just saying I didn't know Kid and Play was a go-go band. I never took them like that. I took it like how Salt and Pepper was. You know what I'm saying? Salt and Pepper was just like, you know, cute shorties, you know, with some written raps. You know,
think about what Salt and Pepper said in their joint Shake Your Thing. She said, "I like hip hop mixed with a go-go, baby. It's my thing." And
So I'm not even peeping.
So Herbie, that's all Herbie though. Like that's all Herbie.
But he wasn't just go-go.
No, he wasn't just go-go. But I mean, that was I'm saying it was a heavy influence. I mean, they got it through him.
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
I didn't realize why they were so big because of that aspect. you know what I'm saying, of that go-go in the element, especially for Kid and Play. You know, because I performed with them before, you know, we talk about MC Light on the stage with us and all kind of people, and I'm not thinking about go-go in the mix. I'm just thinking that they beats are a little bit different. And it shit just hit me when I watched them perform the other day and shit. And I was like, holy fuck, nigga, after all these goddamn years, I'm just realizing, you know what I'm saying? These niggas are go-go band and shit for real.
Yeah, yeah. They really rock that style a lot. And that goes back to the variety in hip hop, right? Like I've
Yes.
always like, you know, back in the day, you would be on the same bill as like different types of cats. I mean, I'd see like, you know, Public Enemy, Ice Cube, like, you know, NWA, like I see pictures, real legit pictures of cats back in the day building and stuff like that. But you know, it was like there was different lanes, and you, like you said, but there was balance. It wasn't like right now. There was always been a ratchet lane in every in lots of music. We're not saying like, yo, no ratchetness. I fuck with ratchet shit, okay, you know, but like, damn, like.
Yeah.
Can we have a choice, please? Like something.
Yeah, and that's deep that you say that, because the chemistry of the show could have been different. And I don't, because you think about it, you got Rakim, X-Clan, Brand Nubian. You could have added Dead Prez and maybe like a Pharaoh Monch or a Wise Intelligent and shut it all the way the fuck down.
Yeah.
But they don't trust that market. So what the promoter did to me, in my mind, I felt that he took people that had TV presence. Like when Rakim is singing something like Juice, you know, from the soundtrack. And then Kid and Play, who had movie songs. And then you got Dougie Fresh, who has been heavy radio rotation. So everybody on that card basically had heavy radio rotation, rather than taking a theme, you know what I'm saying, like a Return of the Gods or whatever. You got Rakim, you got X-Clan, you got Brand Nubian, you bring in two other groups, but they don't trust that market.
It wasn't thinking like that. It wasn't thinking like that. What joints did you do?
I did Funkin' Lesson, Heed the Word, Grand Verb, Verbal Milk. I did Space People, and then I did two new joints.
Okay.
Well, newer to them.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because I already have audience for that side of my catalog.
Right.
You know, when I was with Subnoize in like 2010, 2012, so all that Damian Marley shit, I was doing all of that. That was more later millennium. So that shit has its own audience. So when I'm performing, I don't even know what audience is in front of me. Are y'all all 90s? Or are y'all familiar with my whole catalog? You know what I'm saying? Because there's 2 albums after Exodus. Well, 3 with Dark Sun Riders, but with X-Clan wise, you got 2 other albums. So when I'm going out with that shit back when I was with Subnoize, I was sold out every night, but that was suburban audience. Right. Here we are in Detroit, Chocolate City, you know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, wow, what era do y'all fuck with me with? So when I put the classics on and I see them singing every word and they jamming, then I know. But you don't know. You can't know from sound check. You don't know what the fuck they know or not. If I put on Prison, y'all might be lost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I put on Space People, y'all might be lost. So for veterans, is or you know, I don't call myself a legend. You know, even for me to be on that card was trippy to me because I'm listening to them. I was DJing some of their music before I was rapping.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? So you know, in the young time of my rhyming before Black Watch and all of that, I'm spinning cats. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing how heavy Run DMC hits when DJ hits that shit on board, how Rockbox feels in that building, all that arena music. That it's a different performance. I was talking to my manager about it. I said, you know, when we do nightclubs and shit, it's closer. The crowd is closer. You know, the speakers, the energy is just different. When you're doing those big arenas, you got to do certain songs that, you know what I'm saying, that fill the arena. You know, just rapping at a beat does not fill the arena. You got to do somebody's favorite song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I say this to niggas, you know, all the time. And even for these veterans, you got to think like, even when they doing new music, you got to do something that is not showing you like, I'm the best rapper in the world. You got to do something that makes a motherfucker want to sing your shit in the shower, sing your shit in the car, you know, while they playing spades, whatever. We don't have any feel good music like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And we're not flipping the classics anymore. There's a market right now. You know, you fuck around and let Megan Thee Stallion get adjusted to some of those classics and shit like that, dog. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Because you see some of these Glorillaz and all these other cats, they start using the old niggas beats. You know what I'm saying? And once they start digging into some of the classics and breaks and shit like that, it's a wrap, dog.
And those can be considered by some people the original joints.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, yo, like
they're gonna forget about all that other shit and they'll be like, yeah, Megan Thee Stallion did such and such and such.
See, that's what happened?
Breaks. You know what I'm saying? That's all the lyricists had was the quality of breaks. You know what I'm saying? So we lose that. It's a wrap.
We lose what? You said
if we lose the power of being able to have breaks, to have good music in our catalog, if the commercial people take that over, dog, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Because think about it, dog. If you're a new artist and you don't have something familiar for the audience to grab to, dog, it's a hard uphill battle.
Oh yeah.
It's a hard uphill. Look,
unless you got diehard fans and stuff like that, you know, and it's different. So for indie artists, man, they, you know, merch game got to be heavy. Like you got to have a lot of irons in the fire. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about like your album, because there's a lot of dope albums that I've heard from newer cats that don't get the fucking time of day. You know what I'm saying? Just because of, you know, the state way shit is. So yeah, man.
But do they sample feel good music? They probably sampling the dopest beat in a producer's archive.
I mean, feel good music is lame now. I mean, let's keep it 100. We don't want feel good music. The average person doesn't want feel good music. We want the nastiest, fucked up, grimy, like we want the most extreme whatever. Like we don't want nothing feel.
But this weekend showed me different. We had fucking damn near 1,500 people plus, full house, sold out, singing fucking what's the nigga's name? Dun 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 dun, and everybody singing all that feel good music. I'm coming out with Knee Deep. All these niggas are sampling. Everybody on that stage has sampled from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? If I did X-Clan, bro, and didn't do Funkin' Lesson with Knee Deep, and I just came off with a beat off of SP12 or some shit, we would not be sitting here, bro. All right, that would have been like it wouldn't have happened. Think about Jungle Brothers and people like that, or Daylight without the breaks, the familiar breaks that people knew, using Heartbeat and all that kind of shit. These new artists don't use those breaks, and that's why they're losing. They're taking the dopest beats in a nigga's machine, like, yo, I just got a hot one from such and such. You getting an Alchemist beat to go and address a crowd that needs those lyrics with some feel good music, dog. And I'm not talking about no corny shit. I'm talking about the shit that makes you want to, you're a dancer, all right? The shit that makes you get on the floor like, when that heartbeat break come on back in the days. That was the ill. Everybody's dancing. That's feel good music.
Right.
Conscious artists need to be in that lane, bro. Because without it, in big arenas like that, you sound like a mumbling fool. I'm telling you straight up and down, dog.
Yo, Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to tell you straight up, I'm giving a jewel to conscious artists. They better start digging in the crates. It's easier now to sample than ever because all that catalog is getting old. T.I. and 2 Chainz are now old artists. So the generation shit is going back now. We're going into 2024, dog. You got to go pull a bag that has not been presented, and you got to reproduce and do some different shit. Make somebody's favorite fucking song and stop trying to be the hardest nigga in the game. That shit is weak. I'm trying to tell you right fucking now. And I realized that because, this weekend it was like, damn, when lyrics was simple, when it was just like state your business. I came in the door, I said it before, never let the mic. Simple shit, not no extra flips and acrobatics and shit like that. And the crowd is singing more than the artist, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I think some of us work too hard. You know what I'm saying? And even in writing this album now, I rethought a lot of songs because I said, a lot of shit is like, because you look at Black Thought, and this nigga dropped a full album. I don't know no nigga talking about it, even niggas who love him. And I'm confused. I'm like, this nigga's a peak lyricist. What the fuck is the problem? And you on TV, you popular, you got your own festival, everything. You should be the #1 motherfucker.
Wait, hold up. So I'll be your example. You just said Black Thought dropped a new album.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say I'm in the know, right?
Right.
I had no idea.
And to our point, no feel-good music on the piece. Okay?
That shit didn't come up in my timeline. None of it.
Because there's no favorite song for people to gravitate toward. Okay? Now, if he came out and rocked like a heartbeat break and made some shit with a hook on it, and niggas say, oh, he rocked that old break. Oh, that shit sound crazy. This is how hip hop is programmed, bro.
That's a crazy point, man. Like, that's fucked up though. Like, because you're right though. Because if he came out and if Black Thought flipped some old shit,
it would be #1.
It'd be like, yo, you hear Black Thought flip that like Biggie joint or
correct.
So let's say Black Thought flipped Biggie's Unbelievable, which to me is that track.
Bang.
Let's say Black Thought flipped Unbelievable.
Correct.
Hip hop would explode on some dumb shit. But that's fucked up though.
Yes, it is. So back to the insanity of the audience.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Hip hop and mental health. Yes. So the insanity of the audience.
Not knowing what it is. It's like you want niggas to be lyrical, but now you're telling them go back and sample. But now I have the ability to make it myself. I got music of my own. Nah, nigga, we want to hear you back here. But we'll let this nigga come with a beat that he sound like he made on his watch. You feel me? And just mumble at me. So you stick the veterans to be like, nah, man, you keep sampling. Sampling took a lot of people's houses and cars and long-term money away, dog. But you telling me you can't hear me without that. I can go compose a dope-ass song like Prison on my album, dog. Monumental. More than Funkin' Lesson and all of that shit on my own power. And it's not getting the same type of love that me sampling George Clinton or sampling Roy Ayers or sampling whoever. They just stuck. It's like you want to hear my voice with analog shit all the fucking time. I can't go into the digital era proud of who the fuck I fuck with. I don't give a fuck if it was a Dre beat, dog. It would just confuse these niggas. I went through that shit with my audience to a point where it was like, nah, nigga, I'm not going back like that.
That's pigeonholing you as an artist, and I'll be honest with you, I did it when we first linked up. I mean, to me, you like your Brother J X Clan, like 1989. That's all the fuck I know. Like, and that's all I want. You know what I'm saying? And you even told me, you were like, yo, how about play some of my newer stuff for the promo? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I've been, so it's, but like we that's the artist. Excuse me. The audience and the fans have a responsibility. It's a relationship. The audience and
it is.
You'd be like, yo,
but
I'm not.
Can't cater to how they're being spoiled, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Lil Wayne where they pay me to sit in the studio all day and just fart off the top of my brain.
Oh,
My dog, and here's the lunch that I'm eating and the bad model that I'm walking with. I'm not that.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to give the people that you call legends an opportunity to breathe. Like, yo, I've been in the lab. I might be like Wyclef right now, some Fuji shit, and you're telling me to come to stage and play the old 1990 classic and shit in front of 2,000 fucking people, and I'm saying, dog, I may want to bring my band, nigga.
right,
You know
right.
saying I may want to fuck you up with some shit I got in my tank that I've already tested in other arenas. You bringing me into, you know, Detroit, the black side of Detroit, black music. I may want to fuck them up with something new, but if people be stuck. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to the fault of the promoters or anything. I'm grateful, dog, for anything. You know, I'm grateful for people still fucking with us. You know, I have no problems. But there has to be a new category or something for active legends.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Active legends, and then for up and coming artists who kept a positive flow on their shit, there has to be a different category, family. It has to be.
Yeah, I think you're right. So because look, man, I've been pleased to see over the years. So first of all, salute people's Souls of Mischief, you know, celebrating 30 years of 93 Till Infinity. They did a tour last year, like did like 100 cities, and got a lot of they're actually an exception to the rule. They actually have like a lot of new younger fans. Like for somehow their music has translated to like younger fans, but like there's artists that are doing shit. Craig G's dropping an album soon. Black and people as people are getting older, I always say like your content should change because you got more life experience. So like the new Craig G album, I heard some joints on it. It's not like Craig G Symphony. It's Craig G, grown man, 50-something-year-olds breaking some shit down, like on some real shit. And it's dope to see Dres, Black Sheep, been putting out heat, you know, but like, so I agree with you, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's important because G-Rap, to me, I say like, yo, G-Rap's still putting it out there. Like,
yeah. But what is he gonna do in 2024? You think about it. What song are you gonna put out right now? What song could G-Rap put out right now that could be like, oh shit?
Well, not yo. What song could any of my favorite artists put out right now that really do numbers? Not a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you got an X-Clan album on the shelf, right? I mean, like, there we go.
Yeah. because I need to fill out the battlefield completely, bro, because I don't want my shit to drop on deaf ears. Period.
Yeah, listen.
You know what I'm saying? The marketing people don't even know what the fuck to do. I asked the marketing guy, you know, it's like, yo, do you know how to contact the Nation of Islam or Black Israelites or RBG motherfuckers who don't fuck with the internet like on blast? You know, certain organizations don't even fuck with the internet like that. So if you had to go to a street team aspect, are you prepared? Are you prepared to create a market for the brand that you're pushing? Those kind of questions, you know, administration shit that I deal with in this motherfucker. So you may have to create a market for you to say, yo, you got to go here. You got to go here. There's thousands of people in pockets that don't fuck with the regular Instagram and Facebook and bullshit that still will purchase material. And now that you don't even do it physically anymore, that's an issue. So somebody can't even go to the record store anymore and pick your shit out.
Right.
So you're forcing people to go online, to go through whatever. The internet's damn near like Sodom and Gomorrah for some people, dog.
Yeah. Facts.
you make an uphill battle for people who are like, yo, man, I have my peace. I don't fuck with the internet. I use my phone 2 times a day, but I would love to hear your material. How can you get it to me? That's difficult.
Yeah, and you gotta do. And that's why now you gotta be a marketing guy. You gotta be everything, and you gotta do it. You gotta do it all, man. You better have some other shit.
You gotta
have
be a
some
hybrid.
Goodies coming out. Yeah. It's an uphill battle. So Yo, what's poppin'? You got the documentary in the cooker, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's been an excellent process, man. We got some powerful people working with us, man. Rachel
You're breaking up. You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
here and shit.
Maybe turn that Wi-Fi
Can
off.
you hear me?
Yo,
Yeah, can you
try
hear me?
try try turning your Wi-Fi off if you don't mind,
Yeah, I'm gonna turn.
or on or whatever the switch you had, how you had it before. There was no issues before. The A&R, yeah,
All right.
Mac,
That's it right there.
yeah,
That's what's up. Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We good. So you said, I mean, start over if you don't mind. You said the
Yeah,
documentary. You said,
I was expressing that we're starting to film this month actually. Um, and I've been taking this time to do complete research on everything that I'm talking about. The documentary is based on To the East Blackwoods, the album.
mm,
So it's not an X-Clan documentary. Our body of work was too wide. We're talking about 35 years. And to crunch that into an hour or two, like, we could put it in a nutshell, was impossible. So we're telling the story of the East Blackwoods, which is interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because now, I take you to old Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying, which is something that doesn't exist anymore.
mm,
And now I get to tell you about all the nooks and the crannies of all the masters and elders that I speak of that were guidance for me, situations that were popping up that were inspiring me to write like I was. I get to break that down. So I felt that was a better focus than doing a documentary on my crew. You know what I'm saying? And when we started writing it out, it was such an elaborate story. It's so much Kevin Bacon shit into it. We connect to so many different, you know, elements in hip hop, dog. You know what I'm saying? That it's like it would be a forever thing. We go from Latin quarters to, like I say, old Brooklyn, then going out west, touring, the touring stories. I was telling cats that when Heavy D's man passed, God bless, and we had to replace them in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? It was a bittersweet thing for us because it's like we're being shooed in to replace because of a death of something. You know what I'm saying? And that was like the first real death in hip hop that hit people because people think we're immortal. You know what I'm saying? When you are a celebrity or on a front, front spotlight situation, people
yeah,
think you forever. And the reality of shit hit everybody, and that we young kids at that time,
yeah, yeah.
18, 19, 20. So you see some shit like that, a nigga erased in a moment, and then we coming in into big arenas. We was doing small shows. So when I'm telling them this about that, the documentary, you talking about Heavy D, you talking about all these artists that we're talking about, Light and all of them, when they first started, nobody was a superstar.
Right, right.
Nobody was a legend and all of that other shit. Everybody was battling for their spot. So, so when we start talking about intricate stories like that, traveling with EPMD, when the records start first hitting and shit, you know what I'm saying? Different, you know what I'm saying? And they don't think that coming from us. You think I'm coming with Black
Uh,
Power Rally and this, that,
uh,
and other. And then we have that too.
uh,
You know what I'm
that's,
saying? So
yeah.
that
So,
shit was happening in the same day, like come out of the lab and then we on the street getting hit with nightsticks and riot gear and all kind of crazy shit, nigga. Come on, man. The story was so deep, man. So we've been blessed with a good directing company, man. Rachel Baton has been working with us, man. So it's been, now we have a quality production house behind us and not just a good idea.
yeah,
So
that's dope, and that's a story that needs to be heard. So, yo, man, you gotta tell her to come out here and do some shoot some footage with Paradise, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man,
yeah, man. I already have footage of him. You know what I'm saying? I have footage I've collected throughout the years.
yeah,
But I have to have his convoy. I mean, he's a survivor of the first part of X Clan. Clan has grown and merged.
right, right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So we have other members and whatnot. And
Deep.
but I could never leave him out because it was his introduction to PX that set this off.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Big up Paradise Gray. You know what I'm saying? He's here. know what I'm saying, in Pittsburgh. This is where I stay at. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of health issues. Good brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So, solid brother. Like, you know, like his his archive of hip hop history. You know, he was manager at Latin Quarter, right? He was a manager there.
Now he
Or
was a promoter there
promoter.
at
Okay.
Black Quarter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I met him at a exhibit he did. Um, all about the Latin Quarter. Like
Right.
he posted all of his pics and stuff. Like, man, it was and talked about it and stuff. It was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Show.
he was a solid promoter for that place, man, helping pack up and put the right acts on the stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He never got to live out that A&R knowledge that he had. You know,
Yeah,
he should have been hired as an A&R. He should have been an A&R in our circle, but you know, I talk about that in the documentary as well.
Word dope. Yeah, big up to Paradise Gray. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dope brothers. So yeah, so these Blackwoods documentary. You know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for that. You know. So, where you at right now, man? You traveling? You back home or you?
Yeah, I'm in New York now. We're looking at locations to capture certain interviews and stuff now. So
you working heavy on that right now?
yeah, our process has begun, man. You know, all the planning is ceased
Okay.
now. Now it's for production. So 2025, God willing, they will be seeing our film.
Okay, no, dope. So that's where the energy's focus is right now. All right. Yeah, man. Let's see. Before we leave, I do, you know, because the whole initial topic was hip hop and mental health. Just and for anybody that joined in, because we were talking about some other stuff. This is our second part of the show, but we're about to get out of here. So I got another show at 10 o'clock. Before we leave, just what can you share? And maybe just even an overview of what you shared earlier. Just for artists, you know what I'm saying, in this game right now, and trying to keep their mental health on point. Like again, tying it all together before we get out of here.
You know, in a nutshell, bro, I would just tell artists to know what you want. You know, you gotta be truthful to yourself coming into this thing. Do you want people rubbing your ass to say, yo, you're a dope lyricist? Or you are trying to offer some healing because you see that the decency level in music is backwards as fuck right now. We don't even have things that we can share family-wise, music-wise. This is why I took cursing out of my lyricism, because, you know, families would lose touch base with what hip-hop is about. You know, the cadences, the good songs and ideas that we have. So I would just tell cats, you know, don't talk like a savage, man. You know, when you're writing this music, period.
Right.
You know, stay away from the savage shit, man. If you complaining about it, then don't go do another version of it. And just because you're not talking about twerking and hoes and whatever, you could be talking crazy and reckless on your music, man, to still be as threatening.
Right.
So,
right.
You know, so examine the savage in you before you judge it in others. That's what I would say.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it has to be an insanity in that to call the, you know, the pot calling the kettle black, you know, whatever the terminology is, you know, there has to be an insanity in that. You know, there's a deep civil war between our generations. And I don't think it really has to be a beef. We started this bullshit. All right. We started this bullshit. Go back in history, niggas, do your history. There's always been a Sexy Red. There's always been a Cardi B. There's always been all of that shit. We have lost sense of the balance. All right. Intelligent music doesn't even make sense to niggas anymore. That's something wrong with the audience, not the artist, man.
Yeah. I mean, so it's a bigger, to me, it's a bigger reflection on society. You know what I mean? Everything's dumbed down, yo. Like, remember back in the day, like you would turn on, I used to watch like Discovery Channel. There was like animals doing like dope shit, shit. Right? Now the Discovery Channel crazy, the Learning Channel crazy. All those channels are all just reality shows, but it's all fucked up. My 600-pound fucking woman, like hoarders and shit. That wild shit. So it just speaks to me. You know, I look at across society. I'm like, okay, it's the same shit. It's the same shit in sports. You know, the commercials are different and more crazy. Taylor Swift's on, like, it's all fucked up, man. It's across the board, but in every area, as we said, the audience is accepting it. And
Correct.
accepting it, we're paying. They're paying for it, and they're you know. So you know,
And people are figuring out that it's about numbers. It's about people. I mean, you think about right now, all the female Instagram pages have thousands of people for the women who flash their breasts, even if they're talking something positive. It's like a tactic. You feel what I'm saying? So people are trying to figure out, what can I do to generate? Because these things become a small job. Some people pay their rent on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Some people pay their fucking rent on Instagram. And it's like let me go clap my ass right quick and bring somebody to my OnlyFans and shit like that. That shit is creeped into the music, bro. All right? That flash in the pan bullshit has creeped into the music, dog. And I'm saying, like, look, you know, we have a safe haven in hip hop. No one can tell us what to do in hip hop, man.
right,
That's why we were speaking earlier about it being a culture. It never was defined. It's not for KRS to define. It's not for me to define. It's an agreement of the people and the audience, man. All
right.
right? We don't even have enough respect to have a conversation. Hip hop underground should never be in a small or low frequency like it is right now. If I wanted to go see one of my favorite underground artists, there's not even a venue hosting them now. There's
No,
no venues. And now niggas are getting used to being couch potatoes. All right. They're not even wanting to go out anymore. And venues are not even willing. So now venues are selling to Rock Nations and this and that. You may see Beyonce at the club around the corner from you before you see Planet Asia or Tri-State or some shit like that, dog. It's getting crazy like that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's getting crazy like that. And I'm not trying to spin off what we're talking about, but I'm just saying,
nah, right,
as,
yeah,
as far as connecting to the audience is making this happen,
yeah,
right? If you say to them, look, man, we don't want anything lyrical, intelligent, this, that, and the other, man. Just give me the booty shaking and the bullshit, nigga, and I'm cool. If that's what it is, be cool and stop complaining about all
everybody,
this fucked up lyrics and all that other shit, man. But if you're ready to do something about it, you gotta find a way to support those artists, because without the support of the people, when they go to these labels, they looking at your Instagram number. They're not looking at how dope your music is.
no, no,
They're saying, "Oh no, you only have such and such amount. We need you to get that up to this and this and that." And I almost fell into this trap. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I was doing the Spotify shit or whatever, and I was like, yo, let me get these numbers up. Come on, everybody, come fuck with me. I know people fuck with me, but you know, I'm telling them to go to a platform that's not mine. You know,
right, yeah,
and that they already have history with, that I don't even know. I don't even know Spotify. I didn't even know there was an artist page, there's a this page, there's
well,
the other. But they're forcing you to say, you want to do business, you gotta show me where your audience is at. I'm not gonna go chase these niggas in the jungles of Africa or the fucking streets of Brooklyn or whatever the fuck it is. I'm not chasing these niggas.
yeah,
You know? So how do you impress that, upon your audience? Like, hey, I just can't drop my record and then just be good and people fuck with me. I gotta say, hey, you gotta press that button, you gotta subscribe, you gotta do this in
yeah,
order for me to go to the next
yeah,
level, man. You make the messenger a car salesman, dog.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And that's kind of embarrassing for 35 years in the game. That's like being a vet and you go to a place and they don't even recognize, like, thank you for serving. Let me get you a free meal or whatever the fuck it is. It's like, you want coffee and eggs? $2.85, bitch. Come on, put it on the table and shit.
yeah,
That's how they treat these legends.
yeah,
That's why it's not even a badge of honor to even be called that. The
right,
only way I get to enjoy that is to see some of my childhood heroes still in the game and they rocking crowd, and that was enough for me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just to put that in a nutshell from you asking me about the concert, my lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, man, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you. Dope build as always, man. I'm glad we got to talk about this stuff, hip hop and mental health, and I always appreciate your take on things. As I said, you always fuck up my notes.
Oh,
But
peace.
it's dope though. I should have known better after 39 shows, 38
Yeah,
shows.
man. You know I gotta give the twist on it, man.
Yeah, that's why we rock, man. So it's important though. So all of our shows are on the Karen Culture YouTube channel, all 38 shows, and this will be up there as well. We're gonna get some clips up soon on our Instagram and everything. So, Brother Jay, man, you know what I'm saying? So thank you, family. I appreciate you. Are you so you're gonna be in New York, real quick, just so I understand, you're gonna be in New York for a minute? Are you gonna be traveling anywhere? Like
I'm recording on here and then figuring out the schedule for the filming. And then I have to bounce back to LA because part of this story goes out in LA too. So I'll be between here and LA for the next month or two.
Okay.
So and then when I have some new music as well, I may throw a sneak peek for us to do on the show or something, let people hear. So.
Oh, word. Let me know. So we'll be back next month. We'll be back on the first Wednesday of October at 8 p.m. So appreciate everybody for rocking with us, and appreciate you, man, as always. You know, so yeah, always a dope build. So thank you. We'll get this up and enjoy your night, brother. I appreciate you. Talk to you soon.
Indeed, give my regards to the family, man.
Definitely same here.
Peace to God. Peace to everybody coming through. 100. Bless.